Yeah, I'ma make this shit hot. Oh, I'ma light the shit up. Yeah, I'ma make this shit hot. Oh, I'ma light the shit up.
Hey guys, and welcome back to another new Whatif. This one I think you're actually gonna enjoy. I hope it does bang views, get subs. I want the channel to grow. I want to come back to it. I want to do it proper. But anyway, the go for the next part is 50 likes, and let's just jump straight into this. This is what if Deku had the Speed Force, so like the Flash. But anyway, I think I'm gonna enjoy how I do this Whatif, and let's just jump into it. We're gonna start with Deku, who is roughly age 4. All the other kids have awakened their quirk with Deku. But something's different from canon. When Deku would be bullied, no matter how much the bully tried to chase him and hit him, they could never catch him. He would always somehow dodge and jump out of the way. And at first, everyone just thought, oh, he was naturally quick. But this started changing when there was around 7, and people with like enhancing speed quirks couldn't catch Deku. And that's when they took Deku to the doctor to get examined, like his mum did. And they established that Deku had a enhanced reaction quirk, or maybe it's an enhanced reaction quirk. What they didn't realize was that Deku actually had a totally different power, a totally more powerful power. He had the Speed Force, something that would allow him to move at god speeds. It's faster than fast itself, faster than speed itself. But they don't know that yet, and neither does Deku. But over time in school, Deku slowly realises this. As yes, when he needed to move to dodge, he could move quick, but when he moved with a purpose that he wanted, Deku found that time would slow, and he just needed to jolt his body and he'd run at insanely fast speeds. And Deku over time started to have dreams about this. Dark, not terrifying dreams, but dreams about a certain place where every time he visited he got more powerful. We all know this as the proper Speed Force, but Deku doesn't. But imagine how powerful that the Flash gets from when he goes into a part of the Speed Force in the show for ages. Deku's bathing in the pure energy of it in his dreams every night and absorbing it. That's like Zoom's injection times a million. But Deku gets insanely fast, and his life actually changes with him. Not only does he get fast, he gets stronger, smarter. And everything around him would change. He invested in stocks, Bitcoin, became really rich. And mind you, he's still in middle school. And Deku showed us that his quirk was actually enhanced speed, but he didn't show how much, and Bakugo actually respected him and apologised, and they actually started getting along again, and Deku actually changed what Bakugo was like. But anyway, without that, we're gonna go to the last day where Bakugo doesn't tell Deku to take a swan dive off a building. They actually go home together. Actually no, but they actually go home separate ways, and Deku gets attacked by the slime villain. Deku easily dodges the first attack and runs up the wall, and then slime villain dodges at him. Deku actually jumps up and phases through the ceiling, but just comes back down and surprises the slime villain with a super speed punch. This sends electricity and vibrations throughout the slime's body, making it into a proper liquid. And Deku collects it. That's when All Might appears and thanks Deku for his work, asking what his work was, and he says super speed. Deku wants to ask All Might a question. He wants to ask him, should someone really become a hero if their power is stronger than a god? As that's what Deku is. That's what he's scared of. What if he hurts someone? But before he goes to answer this, All Might jumps away, but Deku held on to him. Just like canon, but it does it a lot easier this time. When they land and All Might debuffs, he explains his quirk, but Deku ignores that for a second. As All Might explained it to him, as he looked at Deku as a potential candidate. And All Might answers his question, yes, someone who is as powerful as a god should be a hero. They should show people who are powerful that just because you're powerful doesn't mean you need to exclude yourself and be better than everyone else. Use it to help everyone. And Deku with that lit up. Then he gets offered one for all, and he actually accepts it. And this just gives Deku basically super speed, but he gets one for all strength as well. And you can use 100% of it straight away. Anyway, Deku does a 10-month training, increasing his speed, and he actually learns how to open space rifts and teleport, and even goes back in time to a certain extent. And with this, Deku's just insanely just powerful. I don't know how else to explain it. Then we go to the first day of UA, or the entrance exam. Deku's in there muttering to himself, but quietly, so no one hears. And he's easily taking down notes and easily already understands the entire UA course. We of course get Ida standing up and yelling, but he quickly goes quiet. And Deku didn't trip, so there's no need for Uraraka yet. And then we get the entrance to the battle exam, and President Man's counting in 3, 2, and Deku breaks through it, breaking the sound barrier. And no one even attempted to say he's cheating, they're just rushing after him. Deku's easily destroyed robots, he's destroyed over 600 by now. And he actually gets a notification on a device UA gives him that he's stopped, he broke a record, he doesn't need to continue anymore. He's guaranteed to get in because they need robots for the other students. And everyone is amazed by this, as not only did he break a record, he did it within 2 minutes. How quick is that kid? They all understand that it would have been probably way quicker, but he actually needed to wait for the robots to appear. They read his file, and the people who know about All Might know that that's his successor, and they have a huge smile on their face, knowing that this kid's going to be a strong hero. But then the 0 pointer appears, and Deku decides he doesn't need to draw too much attention to himself and leaves it. That is until he sees Uraraka stuck underneath the rubble. He rushes over there and easily clears Uraraka out the rubble and chucks her away. But while she's in the sky at super speeds, Deku easily dismantles robots. And to everyone, this happens in like a flash of lightning. Like Deku's lightning, of course, is green, greeny blue. They just see that lightning surround the robot and dismantle it. And while Uraraka is still flying in the air, Deku runs up and catches her. So for what everyone else seeing, they see Uraraka fly a bit and then get caught at the same time. Everyone is amazed by this. Even the heroes who were getting actually shocked that the 0 point was about to crush a girl, they lost control of it. And with this, Deku just leaves. He doesn't say another word. And he gets his draw. He places first, breaking a record, meaning he's an honour student as well. So basically that excludes him from certain things, like certain tests and all that. And special privileges. And due to him breaking the world record, he gets 1 wish from Nezu as well. So I just had to have a drink, I was really thirsty. Anyway, I forgot where we was. Oh yeah. So then we just time skip to Deku's first day in UA. He's walking through the corridors, looking around, and sees a massive door and thinks, I guess there must have giants here. And he carries on walking, and he finally finds the one in the classroom, and he walks in. He sees Bakugo arguing with Ida, a boy with glasses, who's doing some robot movements with his arm. And when he walks in and Bakugo sees him, he automatically ignores Ida and jumps up and runs towards him when they start talking. Ida's shocked that horrible, what bully person is actually friends with a guy. And then Ida walks over and congratulates him and shakes his hand, saying that he hopes that they can be great friends in the future, showing how great of a hero and powerful Deku was. Bakugo makes a face saying, I'm stronger, but then they pull up the rankings and Bakugo just goes really quiet, but everyone can notice steam coming from his hands as he's raging up. Deku tells them to all sit down as the teacher's waiting, and he spotted Aizawa straight away. Aizawa sits up and, a bit shocked, coughs and says, thank you for notifying the class, Izuku Midoriya, looking at the register. Please all take your seats, I have an announcement to make. So he makes his announcement saying how they're going to do a physical exam. So they go there, they had to toss the ball, and Deku, of course... Wait, what exam is this? Wait, what is it? I forgot what if I forgot what if this is. Oh my god, I haven't done that. Oh, what if Deku had the Speed Force? And Deku stands up to the front. He grabs onto it and he starts spinning in a circle as electricity surrounds it and clanks onto the ball. He chucks it and it easily breaks up atmosphere, getting infinity. Everyone's shocked by this, but doesn't choose to make a big scene out of it, as they all saw he got top. Of course he was going to be strong. He's an honour roll student. And then everyone's saying how it was so easy. So Aizawa gave him the threat of exclusion. So the results were, first was Deku, then Bakugo, then Todoroki, then it went down from that. And with that, it was pretty simple. Yeah, that was it really. We go to next week, a little time skip. Deku's grasping more of his power. He's getting faster. he's gaining more abilities. He can somewhat heat up the air or control the air by moving his arms in certain ways fast. But we go to the next week, and it's a new lesson, and All Might's the actual teacher. And it's hero versus villains. The team is the same as canon. Ida and Bakugo as villains, but Deku and Uraraka as heroes. And it starts. Uraraka floats herself outside the building and actually gets near the window and just holds onto the edge while being weightless, waiting for the signal. And Deku actually runs up to her and peers in Bakugo's face out of nowhere, scaring him, as he was on his way to fight Deku, and they begin their fight. Deku's easily dodging all of Bakugo's attacks, and he decides to show them the actual difference in their power. Not to be being like, oh, look how strong I am, look how weak you are. To actually give him a goal to reach. Green lightning intensifies as red streaks appear in his body. Deku activates One for All, and he puts his arms up and starts spinning them in a cyclone. The wind blows Bakugo's explosions back at him, sending him flying outwards at the wall, slamming into it. And Deku puts his arm down, and his arm starts vibrating as he's vibrating on the spot. Electricity is building up beneath him. He's building up speed while staying still. He dashes at Bakugo in the blink of an eye. All you can see is Deku goes from one spot to another, and his fist is embedded into Bakugo's stomach, knocking him unconscious. And with that, Uraraka jumps to the window and actually catches Ida by surprise. And while Ida dives to block Uraraka, Deku comes in at super speed and actually ends up hitting him in the face. But Ida doesn't see this. Deku's moving too fast to be seen. So every time Uraraka would attempt to go for the bomb and Ida would try to stop her, Deku would hit him. And this was making the class laugh, as they sort of figured out what it was by watching, but Ida had no clue. And after about 5 minutes of messing with Ida, Deku ends up touching the bomb himself, declaring him to be the winner. All Might after class, who was the MVP and what could be improved, Momo of course says Deku of course was the best, but he did waste some time messing with a villain which could be deadly in real life. And Deku starts smirking a bit, and Ida finally gets told what actually happened. And then they just mentioned how Uraraka also sneakily and without any damage to it got up to the final floor. And that goes the same. So yeah. Now we're going to take a little skip from school. Like, they get given 1 week off to like prepare for training and all that. And Deku starts training his speed, his lightning. This green lightning suddenly turned blue. He felt faster, he can run quicker. More abilities were being unlocked. He was thinking faster, he was stronger. He could send lightning bolt flying out. He could literally control electricity. And if he lined up with this somewhat what you called the speed force, insane power would surge through his body, he'd become unbeatable. But he also felt a great strain on his body when he did it, so it was his last ditch resort. But Deku would train with Bakugo and actually Todoroki. They was actually getting closer over time, as Todoroki at first wanted to discover what Deku's quirk was and how to beat it, but in the end they actually started becoming pretty close friends. And with their training, Bakugo and Todoroki's reaction time was the one thing that sped up greatly, having to deal with Deku's quick fire attacks. Bakugo's explosions got faster, stronger. Todoroki was not fully comfortable with using his father's side, but if it was an emergency he would use it. And his ice was so accurate now and so quick, and it's actually got more dense. Having to deal with this insane barrage of attacks is giving them a boost in every single category you can think of. And then we go to school where they get announced to go into the USJ. And they're all excited sitting on the bus, and they start talking about who would be like most likely to be pro heroes in the future. And the names Deku, Bakugo and Todoroki come up. They all say that Deku, Bakugo and Todoroki had the most pro-like quirk. And they all say that Deku is most likely to be the number one hero at this rate. And they also said that if it come to it, Bakugo would probably be the number one villain. And they all started laughing, but that's when they pulled up to the USJ. And they get out. For the first, I say, 30 minutes, they're amazed at the obstacle courses, the land, the 11-13. But while they're in the middle of an explanation, Kirishima goes, wow, this is so cool, they even got real villains. This sets Aizawa off. He starts yelling at Kirishima for making such a stupid joke when Aizawa's trying to relax until he sees the villains himself. He gets ready to attack just like 13 does, or fight back. But to their surprise, Zuku's run down there already and is actually starting to deal with villains before they did, as they rip him through the pool. Shirogaraki's seeing this and is so confused. There was nothing in the report about a kid this strong. But nonetheless, they released the Nomio a lot sooner, and they rushed at Deku, hitting him, sending him flying back. But something they didn't expect was Deku's insane healing factor. and he easily healed and jumped back up. Aizawa started dealing with the lower level villains, so did 13 while Izuku was fighting with his Nomu. He was just messing with it, hitting it with hard blows, vibrating his hand through his chest and like stopping the vibration, destroying it. But this hidden factor kept up with his own. Was there any actual way to beat it? That's when Deku activated 1-4 as well and started pummeling the Nomu. He soon found that yes, it has shock resistance, but it isn't infinite, and eventually that reality is going to set in on it. And it started to slowly break down and buckle. And the Nomu screeched out in pain and like roared. And someone watching from the shadows laughed as his hand grew red. And the Nomu grew red as well. Something changed about it. It had fire wings in its back. It screeched out as flame flew from all directions, actually burning Deku pretty badly. But he heals. And they continue fighting. Over time, Deku's grasping more and more of his power. And it's becoming quite clear that Deku's going to win this fight. Breezy. But he still doesn't hold back. And eventually, the last hit comes. And he builds up all the electricity he has and punches the Nomu. This actually changes something that Deku didn't expect to happen. Time actually stopped. And he could just sit there for for everyone else was a few seconds. For Deku it was, I'd say, 2 days. And he just sat there, got to contemplate life, contemplate what he wants to do, and he finally made a full decision. He's going to be the #1 hero and unite the world, not just fight villains. And with that, we're going to leave it there, guys. Peace out. I hope you guys do enjoy. I'm so tired, sorry, I'm actually falling asleep recording. Peace out, guys. Hope you do enjoy, and hope you enjoy. Peace out, guys. Bye. Sorry.